Chapter 5, Analyzing Your Audience. Although this will be difficult because you are giving your speeches via video, I want you to understand the importance of this when you're giving speeches outside of a classroom situation. So it's important to become an audience-centered speaker. Once again, we see our figure 5.1 that shows considering the audience as the hub of the wheel in speaking. So audience-centered analysis is central to the speech-making process. You need to gather information about your audience. You need to know to whom you are speaking. We've done a little bit of information gathering at the beginning of this course, so hopefully you're using that as you think about your audience. Analyze that information and use it to ethically adapt to your listeners. Your text on page 85 gave a demographic audience analysis questionnaire. Some of those things were included in what you said about yourself as you introduced yourselves. So be aware of that sort of situation as well. Think about, once again, an audience when you're giving a speech outside of a classroom situation. So analyze information about your audience. What are the similarities in giving speeches for this class and in giving speeches outside of this class? What are the similarities of your audiences, the differences of your audience? Oftentimes, we'll see that in this classroom online situation, there will be traditional students, there will be adult students with families who are returning to school. Look at these differences as well as similarities and establish some common ground with your audience during your speech. Adapt to your audience. Consider them. To whom am I speaking? What is my speech goal in speaking to them? What's my objective? And what is my content? And how does it work with my audience? And because of my audience, what is my delivery? How am I delivering my speech to this audience? So you want to analyze your audience before you speak. The demographic audience analysis would include things like age and gender and sexual orientation and culture. And then you want to look at your group membership. This group, for example, is a group of students. Is another group to whom you are speaking a religious group or a political or social group? Are you delivering something to people at work? Is it a work group? And then what is the socioeconomic status or the occupation and education of the people to whom you're speaking? And then what is the diversity of those people? Think about those things as you address your audience. Don't just give a speech because it's what you like, but make sure you are adhering to your audience. As you continue to analyze your audience before you speak, look at the psychological analysis. What are their attitudes and beliefs and values, and even their attitudes toward a certain subject? At the University of Mobile, we are a Christian school, so be aware of those things as you deliver your speech as well. What is the situational audience? The time, the place of your speech, the size of your audience, your speaking occasion. So, what's the situation that you are giving your speech in? The next thing that you need to be aware of is adapting to your audience as you speak. Once again, this will be difficult in a recorded speech, but I want you to be aware of what you must do while you are giving a speech to a live audience. So identify those nonverbal cues from your audience. Are they looking bored? Are they yawning? Are they engaged with what you are saying? And then respond to those nonverbal cues. Maybe you need to change the direction in which you are going. This takes a little more mature speaker, but I want you to learn to be able to do that. Maybe back up just a little bit to remind your audience what you're doing. Maintain eye contact with them. Make sure you are engaging with them. So adapt as you go. There are some strategies for customizing your message, and that is possibly using names of audience members, interjecting towns or cities or communities, and then maybe even bringing up a significant event or group or organization. So making your speech more relevant to the time and what's going on. Then it will be important in a live situation to analyze your audience after you speak. Some nonverbal responses and verbal responses. Maybe you have an opportunity to do a survey, analyze that as well. And then behavioral responses will be important for you to analyze. It's important as a speaker that you get the temperature of your audience and understand, are they warm? Are they hot? Are they with me? Or are they cold and unresponsive? Learn as a speaker to analyze your audience.